You explode on the scene with the guitars and Cadillacs.
It took 9 years before but I began to play the nightclubs in and around.
He never missed a show. Not when Nashville slammed the door in his face, not when he lost millions, not even when his own mother died. But now, after 40 years in the spotlight, Dwight Yoakam has vanished. No tour, no press, no farewell, just one cryptic sign. 3 weeks ago, he was seen at a medical center in Los Angeles. Then came the whispers. Then came the songs, haunting, beautiful, laced with sorrow. What is Dwight Yoakam saying goodbye to? A career, a life, or something far more personal? You think you know Dwight Yoakam, but this story, this heartbreak, goes deeper than you ever imagined. Join us as we dive into the hidden truth behind Dwight Yoakam's final song. Born of dust and dreams, the making of a fighter. Dwight Yoakam was born on October 23, 1956 in Pikeville, Kentucky, an Appalachian coal town forgotten by time and swallowed by hardship. His father ran a gas station. His mother punched data into primitive computers. Theirs was a world of hard work, meager returns, and quiet endurance. Coal dust painted the streets gray, but Dwight's world wasn't colorless. Even as a boy, he saw in music a way out, a door to somewhere better. When the coal economy collapsed, families fled in droves. The Yoakams were one of them. They moved to Columbus, Ohio, one of a million families leaving Appalachia between 1940 and 1970. But even in the city, the past clung to Dwight like smoke. He never really left Kentucky, not in his heart. That ache became his muse. It started with a beat-up K acoustic guitar his father once bought for himself and later gave to Dwight. It wasn't fancy, but in Dwight's hands, it became everything. By age 10, he was writing songs. Alone in his room, the boy with slicked back hair and a fire in his soul started crafting a new sound. Country music the way it used to be. Raw, gritty, honest. In Columbus, Dwight lived for WCOL's AM broadcast. The signal was weak, but the stories were strong. Cash, Horton, Haggard. From that crackling speaker, he learned how to make people feel something. And then there were the drives. Back to Kentucky. Long 8-hour stretches with his family. Everyone sang. Gospel, country, bluegrass. Those harmonies etched themselves into his bones. Without knowing it, Dwight was learning how to blend voices, blend emotions, blend truth with melody. At Northland High School, his talent exploded. He acted, he drummed, he formed a rockabilly band. It wasn't about being cool, it was survival. His sound wasn't trendy, but it was real. By 1974, he enrolled at Ohio State, but the classroom couldn't contain him. In 1977, he dropped out and set his sights on Nashville. But Nashville didn't want him. They said he was too country for country. One producer told him he sounded like a relic. He didn't dress right. He didn't play the game. He didn't care. Cowpunk and chaos, the rise of a rebel king. So he did the unthinkable. Dwight left Nashville and moved to Los Angeles, a city of palm trees, punk rock, and neon chaos. Not exactly a hotbed for hillbilly ballads. But that's where Dwight found his people. Misfits, outsiders, rebels. He played dive bars, folding shirts by day and performing at night. Madame Wong's, Al's Bar, the Hong Kong Cafe. These weren't country venues, they were punk havens, and yet they loved him. His twang was real, his lyrics hurt, and most importantly, he meant every word. Punk fans respected that. He helped birth a genre, cowpunk. Imagine the spirit of Johnny Cash backed by the fury of the Ramones. That was Dwight Yoakam. In 1982, fate introduced him to Pete Anderson, a sharp Detroit-born guitarist who became his secret weapon. Pete refined Dwight's chaos into clarity. Together, they created a sound that was old school and brand new at the same time. With no major label support, they scraped together $5,000, some of it on a maxed-out credit card, To record an EP, the title? Guitars, Cadillacs, etc., etc., it caught fire. Not in Nashville, not yet, but in LA, in punk clubs and indie shops. Soon, Warner Brothers came knocking. In 1986, they re-released the EP as a full album. It hit #1 on the Billboard Country chart and stayed there for 3 years. He did something no country star had done before. Broke into MTV, the video for Honky Tonk Man was the first country music video played on the channel. He wasn't just rewriting country music, he was redefining it. 3 albums followed: Hillbilly Deluxe, Buenas Noches from a Lonely Room, and If There Was a Way. Each one climbed the charts, each one pushed boundaries, each one dared to stay real. He brought legends like Buck Owens back from obscurity. He wrote I Sang Dixie, about a dying Southern man on a Los Angeles street. It became one of Rolling Stone's 40 saddest country songs of all time. By the 90s, Dwight had racked up 30 charted singles, 25 million albums sold, and 2 Grammy wins. But Dwight wasn't done. He shocked Hollywood with a terrifying role in Sling Blade in 1996, playing a violent, abusive man so convincingly it rattled audiences. He wasn't just acting, he was transforming. Critics took notice. Roles poured in. Thrillers, comedies, dramas. But even as he conquered the screen, his music stayed raw, rooted in heartbreak and truth. Until everything fell apart. The disappearance. Dwight's quiet. Goodbye. In 2000, Dwight made a bold move. Too bold, maybe. He directed, scored, and starred in his own Western, South of Heaven, West of Hell. The film was a disaster. The investor backed out. Dwight paid for it himself by selling his Malibu home. It cost $4 million to make. It earned $28,000. His production company went bankrupt. Crew sued. He had to disband his longtime band. Worst of all, his partnership with Pete Anderson, his creative soulmate, ended in a bitter lawsuit. Just like that, the man who had redefined a genre was suddenly alone. In 2003, Dwight parted ways with Warner Brothers, the label that had made him a star. Mainstream radio had moved on. His honky-tonk grit no longer fit the polished pop-heavy mold. He sued the label in 2021 for removing his music from streaming. He went indie. He produced his own records, collaborated with Willie Nelson, switched labels, launched Via Records. Each move was a fight for control, but each step took him further from the spotlight. Then came Love, Emily Joyce, a photographer from Omaha. Quiet, grounded, the opposite of Hollywood. They met in 2010, dated in total privacy. In 2020, they married, secretly, during lockdown. Fewer than 10 people attended. Then, the real shock, at 63, Dwight became a father. Dalton Lauren Yoakam was born in August 2020. The world didn't even know Emily had been pregnant. They didn't announce it until months later, with a quiet photo and a quote from Dwight's own lyrics. Babies get born even in a pandemic lockdown. Fatherhood changed everything. He wrote a new album, Brighter Days. The songs were soft, joyful, filled with gratitude, unlike anything he'd ever recorded before. Then came Bang Bang Boom Boom, a collaboration with Post Malone, a Gen Z pop rap star half his age. It shouldn't have worked, but it did. It wasn't a gimmick, it was a reinvention. The album closed with a duet between Dwight and his son, Dalton, just a guitar, a father, and a child. Then came silence. No tours, no press, no appearances. 3 weeks ago, Dwight was seen quietly leaving a Los Angeles medical facility. Rumors began to spread. Quietly, sadly, Emily Joyce had been diagnosed with a rare aggressive illness. Dwight wasn't retreating. He was standing guard. He was staying home, to be a husband, to be a father, and to prepare for the hardest goodbye of his life. Dwight Yoakam changed country music. He made cowpunk cool. He crossed into Hollywood. He defied Nashville's rules and lived on his own terms. But more than that, he proved that love, loyalty, and truth matter more than fame ever could. His latest songs don't ask for sympathy. They ask for understanding. They're not a curtain call. They're a love letter to his wife, to his son, to the fans who never stopped listening. If this is truly the end of Dwight Yoakam's public journey, then let it be known. He walked away not because he failed, but because he had already won the only battle that really matters: the battle for meaning. If this story moved you, please consider subscribing. Hit the bell icon so you never miss a story like this. Leave a comment and tell us which Dwight Yoakam song changed your life. And remember, not all goodbyes are endings. Some are just the start of something even more powerful. Thank you for watching.